Morning, Mission Control. Well, I've been following along with this. You know, I'm a little tired. So we got a little later start to the day. We've been kind of out here around 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning. It's about 9 o'clock now. Just had a good breakfast. Legs, knees, back, everything's sore. But we got a healthy list here to do. So let's see. I can start off the day by saying I have great news, I have good news, and I have bad news. So we'll start with the great news first. The great news is that the most physical projects of the year are now officially behind us. We have 2 physical projects left, but they are nowhere close to as physical as what we've had to endure lately. And those 2 projects are reskinning the building and putting insulation up in the building. Those are physical for sure, but nowhere close to like what we just got done doing with the outside insulation. So that's really great news. The refactoring the lanes, everything. And basically, if you look at, we realized we were kibitzing about this. If you look at where we were at last year, and even in springtime this year, when we took the plastic off of the lanes, we've essentially rebuilt the entire inside of the building, and the outside of the building is also getting redone. So essentially, we've kind of rebuilt the whole thing this year, and that's pretty darn impressive when you look back at it. That's a lot of work. But the great news is that all those big things are behind us, and we're winding down. One last sprint, I guess you could say, with the cover and the insulation, and then we will be ready for winter. It's just a matter of those things showing up in time. So the good news is that my task list for today is going to get us to the microgreen shelving, and that'll all get up. So that's going to make Mrs. Martian's life a lot easier and start getting us set up for full rate production. So that's great. Well, that's good news. The bad news is that the fires that are here lately are having a significant impact, not just on what we need to do, but on businesses in the gorge in general. That's what we call this area, the gorge. So the people that we're getting gravel from Microgreen Road, all their heavy equipment is currently deployed out in the fires. Essentially all the heavy equipment in the area is deployed out in the fires. And I've been in contact with them every day this week, and kind of had to keep pushing things further and further and further. Here we are on Thursday, and there's a chance that maybe tomorrow, if you can all pray, that the loader and the trucks and the people are available tomorrow to where we can get Microgreen Road done this week. That would be very much appreciated. But for certain, that equipment being out in the fire is certainly higher priority than this road. The challenge for me is I took this week off to get all these projects done, and the road takes 2 days to do, and I don't have 2 days off except for the weekends. So that is disheartening, but it is what it is, right? I mean, like I was telling the guy, like, fighting fires is certainly more important than putting a road down here. There's no doubt about that. But still, it's kind of a pain when you can't get to what you need to get to. So Microgreen Road right now is at risk of not getting done this week. So we may not meet our entire mission objective list, but we're going to be pretty close. Today what we got, I got to clean some trays because we just harvested. I'm going to mark off everything for the Microgreen Road and get the fabric ready to lay out. We're going to lay the fabric out right in front. When they bring the rock up, we'll start rolling the fabric out, and they'll dump the rock right on top of the fabric. I got to dig a trench for the road. Up at the barn, there's a spot where the downspout comes, and I need to put a little trench in there, just a real small one, to kind of create a guide for the water, and then put some rock down into it, again, just as a guide, so that the water flows in the right direction. And then they'll put the road on top of that, and we'll have a nice little drain there. I need to install the microgreen shelving, which won't take too long. It's just a matter of lifting all and putting all those bars in place and the grates, but that's maybe an hour, 2 hours worth of work. We're going to be installing just a few lights today. I have not bought all the lights for the building. We're going to do quite a bit of experimentation with the lighting. We have the Mylar that we've been playing around with. So I'm going to get that set up and do some videos on lighting and actually do quite a few calculations just to make sure we're doing the right thing before we really commit to that. So we're going to science the beep out of it. Let's see here. We got some trees we got to trim along the driveway. The bubbler in the production line has a vertical post that's kind of wobbly, so we're going to reinforce that. Got to start thinking about cleaning the chimney up at the house. I've never cleaned a chimney before. I've watched Mary Poppins though. Does that make me a pro? Did not stay at a Holiday Inn last night, so I guess not. But anyway, I got to figure out how to do all that and buy a chimney cleaning kit. This year I'm not going to pay for it, going to do it myself. And then we got some extra foam board. For some crazy reason I double ordered. Not sure how I made that mistake. But so I got to get some money back. That's going to be nice. That's today's list. Not a bad list. And the nice thing about this list, like I said, the good news is this is not really hard like what we've been doing. A lot easier. So we just got to get started on it. I'm having a hard time getting going here. So anyway, I got to get these trays all cleaned and ready to start planting them again. So I'm going to get there and get on that. I'll see you throughout the day. Some of you may have noticed that I'm not in my normal overalls again. That's because even after all the great patchwork that we did, I was out trimming trees last night and a limb came, caught me right here, ripped it open. So they're back in the shop again. I'm not so sure Carhartts can handle the Martian environment. I wore those last year and now this year, so it looks like 2 years is the max I can get out of the Carhartt overalls. I don't think there's anything tougher, is there? Twill fabric, right? That's Carhartt. What else could be tougher than Carhartt? I don't know. Anyway, onwards. I'm going to do all the back sides first on this lane because they're the most difficult. All the other lanes will go a lot faster. And I'm so tired. Just want to do the hard stuff first. Well, there's one side. There's one lane. I got 3 more lanes to put cross members up, and then I got to come back and put racking on all of them. Two down, 2 more to go. 3 down. Woo! All right, I got all the cross members up, and now it's time to put the racking in. It's looking good. I just got done putting up all the wire racking, and good news, bad news. Good news is I'm done putting up all the wire racking we have. The bad news is somehow between my first order request and what ended up getting invoiced, I missed the fact that we are short 24 depths. So every lane is done except for lane 4, which is super frustrating. Because today I really, we're about getting things done and not prolonging. I hate it when we have to prolong things. It is totally superficial and totally not a priority that we have to have it all done right now. There's no way we can fill up all this new growing area between now and tomorrow or even next week. But it's one of those, man, I just wanted to be done so I can move on to the next thing and not have to worry about this, because everything I get done is just one less thing I'm up early in the morning thinking about, or up late at night worried about. So every single one of these big projects that I complete is just a little bit of, okay. So anyway, the result is on Saturday they're going to come up and bring more, and we'll get it done. So it's not huge, like I said, but I'm so tired and I just wanted to get this stuff done. It's very frustrating. Moving on.